Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, All in a Day's Life. So I've picked a whole another bowl full of tomatoes just this morning. Cherry tomatoes, so we've got a few too many here that I just need to get rid of because they're not going to last too long fresh. So I'm just going to go through these ones that are a bit older. I'm just putting them in here so I can wash them up, and then I'm going to pop them into my Dutch oven and with a little bit of water and boil them down for a little bit, cook them up, and then just buzz them into a puree sort of texture, a little bit more lumpy than a puree, just basically like canned tomatoes, except I just put them in the freezer as a serving, and then anytime I'm making a red sauce I can just pull that out and use that instead of the canned tomato you buy from the shop. That's all I'm doing today, just something easy. I couldn't think of anything else to do with these right now, or just couldn't be bothered. So what I'm doing is just dealing with these cherry tomatoes because we just have an excess. They're really good for salads, but I don't eat that much salad. I've actually been using them more for bruschetta on my homemade sourdough, with some olive oil, some fresh garlic and basil from the garden, and yeah, but you can only eat so much bread and tomatoes, so we're just going to do this today. I've got a few that are not looking too great, so they will be fine boiled up into a sauce. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to sort through these, wash them up, get them in here. Simple. You can also do it another way if you really want to. You could roast them in the oven if you want, with some garlic and whatnot, and capsicums even, or peppers. It's up to you how you want to do it, and yeah, so roast them up and do the same thing, puree them or keep them lumpy, and then just jar them or freeze them, and that's what we're doing today. Not watching what I'm doing. Getting distracted by my kids that keep coming up to me. Now I'm using mostly just the really red ones. The ones that still have a little bit more ripening to do, I might just leave those to go for a little bit longer, and maybe use those for fresh ones, but we'll see how we go with how many we have in the next few days too, because we've still got a fair few outside to pick. So at the moment I'm just doing the really red ones first, and we'll see how we go in a few more days if I need to do some more. Beg your pardon? No, we're not going to Jacob's house again. Leave that there, Moon.
It's heavy.
It is heavy, yeah.
Can I talk on there? Hello, Daddy.
That's not Daddy.
It's Mummy.
It's a video for people to watch.
My one has a big video.
So it's been going for about 10 minutes now, and that's almost to how I want it, just while the skins are cracking. I'm not going to peel them. If these were big tomatoes, I would probably peel them before blending it up, but I'm not. I'm just going to pour out most of the water. I'm not sure if I'll keep the water or not, because obviously, I don't know if you saw me, I cut one of those tomatoes open thinking that's what I was going to do, but then remembered I'm just doing it in the water and they'll just crack open and we'll get rid of the water. I'll think about it. I'm not going to mix it around because obviously I don't want all the skins to fall off and all of the seeds and everything to go everywhere, so I'm just going to turn that off. So I've just drained off most of the liquid here. There is still some in the bottom because obviously half of the tomatoes opened up, so all their juices come out as well as the seeds. So I don't want to lose all the juice out of the tomatoes because that's what it's made out of. So I'm just going to blitz it up like that, and that's it. Simple. So it basically looks like a tomato soup, I guess. Mine's a little bit chunky. Obviously, if you want it more chunky, then just go in with a masher rather than a stick mixer, and just mash it up if you want it like that. But I prefer not too much lumps because otherwise my kids have a complaint about it. So we'll just leave it like that. Looks pretty good. Probably a little bit on the watery side because I left too much in there, but no, that's good. So I'm just going to let that cool before I divide it into bags to go into the freezer. And that's it. So that's it. That's a very simple thing to do with your tomatoes. What did that take us, like 15 minutes to just sort through the tomatoes, wash them up, put them into a pot, boil them 5 to 10 minutes before they, just as they're starting to, the skin's starting to crack and open up, and then get rid of most of the water, zhuzh it up, mash it up, whatever you want to do with it, let it cool, and then you can bag it up or can it up, jar it up, whatever you want to do with it, and store it that way, preserve it for sauces, and whenever you need a can of canned tomatoes, then that's what you can use. And kids running around. Well, that's it for today. It was just a quick video to show you what I was doing with some of my tomatoes that I had excess from the garden. Cherry tomatoes. Hopefully our bigger tomato bushes will start growing better. As we had a Roman tomato plant and another plant that was supposed to grow big ones, but as you could see, the Roma tomatoes, they were still fairly small. So yeah, so we had planted 3 different kinds of tomatoes in the garden. Seems to be that I planted far too many cherry tomato plants, and we only planted 2 of the tomato types that were big ones, except those ones didn't really turn out. Not sure why. Those ones were seedlings from a store though, so maybe that's why my cherry tomatoes were from seed. So I'm wondering if that was what happened. But anyways, so I've got some more big tomatoes I've just grown from seed that are in the seedling tray. They're only about not even an inch tall yet, so we've got a while before they actually turn into plants and actually produce tomatoes. So hopefully once all these ones die down, those ones will be able to replace it straight away. All the bigger tomatoes that are in the garden bed have almost ripened up,
Some of them I think none of them are green anymore, so we'll be able to pick them all and just rip those out because they've got no leaves on it. They're just like sticks, twigs or whatever that just have tomatoes on them. So we'll rip those out and replace them with some of these other tomato plants once they start growing a bit bigger. And that's about it I wanted to share, I think. Just a short video today on our tomatoes and how to preserve those, or how we do. Obviously do it how you want to do it, but that's how we do it. Well, that's one of the ways that I like to do them, so they're just easy to pull out from the freezer. I also make all my own pasta sauce, which I do have a video on, and which I'll link below. I do my own pasta sauce, and sometimes I will use, when I'm actually making the sauce, I use the pasta sauce, vegetable pasta sauce as the base, and I just grab one of those freezer puree tomatoes that we just did and put that in as well to make it more red. And that's about it. So thanks for joining me on this short video. This is All in a Day's Life, and catch our next video.